A curse can take many forms, Gemini. This poltergeist will soon make itself known. It's time to bust this spiritual robot. Let's do it. Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here and welcome to my table. If you're new here, hello, my name is Zachary. It's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, it's good to see you guys again. Pull up a chair, my friends. I did save you a seat. So, my Gemini friends and friends of Gemini, I have one hell of a message here. I'm very excited to get into this. So, let's do it. I myself am a Gemini Sun, and this seems to be a very interesting, peculiar kind of message. I think, particularly for me and my style as well. I haven't gotten into any galactic royalty readings recently, and this feels a little bit on the fringe as far as that goes. So, those of you that really enjoy the galactic royalty series, hang tight. I will have some more that will come out there, but for now, let's do it. So, Gemini, some messages that came through here in meditation to start. The first thing that came through was actually automaton. So I know I did look up a little bit more detail on the automaton. An automaton is a robot, essentially, that is programmed to mimic either human or animal-like motions. We have records of automatons since as early as Alexandria. Really, since we've been around, there's been an desire to create something that also mimics what we see around us. So I wrote down spiritual robot. Okay. I find that very interesting. This is where my curiosity is very much starting to get piqued. In looking up automaton in Greek, it comes from Greek, and the meaning of this is acting of one's own will. So I thought this was interesting as we're moving into the robot area here, acting of one's own will, a mechanical human of some sort. This is where I start to get like poltergeist is coming through. So a poltergeist can certainly be a manifestation of our own will, something that's not being dealt with in our daily life, our subconscious. Poltergeist activity can certainly be a person imposing its will onto the third dimension here without our own knowledge as well. So tapping into this energy, it very much feels like there's this spiritual robot, beep boop boop, right? That's moving about in our daily life. If you've been experiencing anything that may be classified as poltergeist type activity, things that are moving around you, things that are turning on and off, I've had a lot of weird stuff going on myself recently, so this feels a bit like a personal message also. I'm very curious to get further into this. So the next thing that came through was belief in your circle, like support, and then coven came through too. Something about leaning on or pulling from or support from those around us or lack of support. Based on the cards that came through here in the Oracle deck, we'll get into here in a second. Keep it tight was what came through. Get it right, get it tight. What came through next was the color purple, and then it morphed into like a lavender. The way I took this was bringing information, so something that's coming through in our crown chakra, down into the area of like the high third eye, the space in between here. So bringing this information into a place where we can actually see it and therefore able to access it. I did have a symbol come through here as well, y'all. I haven't had a sacred symbol come through for a minute either. So let's get into this. This one is Breaking Dawn is what came through for me here. So I'm going to show the camera and I'll give you instruction on this as well. You can draw this out and utilize its function. So Breaking Dawn, not to be confused with any of the Twilight series here. Breaking of the Dawn. So this symbol, it looks very much to me like yin yang symbol, that light and dark. The instruction that came with this here was to actually draw this on the heart, not the heart chakra, but over the heart is what I was shown, like a little bit more here to the left. So using your own saliva to draw out this shape here, the hexagon, with kind of that lightning bolt. And then this dark area is just my attempt at shading. That's all. I didn't want to color it all in with pen. So shading that in as the dark side of that. While drawing this out, also saying, I break the curse. Interesting. 444 on the timer here. Support. We're talking about support too. So angelic support coming through here. I find this interesting. Like I said in the beginning, a curse can take many forms. Well, what a curse? We can curse ourselves. We can be cursed by others. Maybe there's a family or lineage type curse. And when I'm talking about a curse here, what I feel into this is like a restriction, a block. Okay. And this feels like something that is maybe a little self-imposed with whatever this automaton is, this poltergeist, but we're not quite aware of what's going on. So let's dig deeper into it, you guys. Feel free to utilize that symbol and its function. And I will eventually, I've been saying this for a while, I will get an oracle deck together, you guys, I promise. Life has just been a lot recently. I'm finally back into the groove of making these readings, and I'm happy to be back. Happy holidays to everybody as well as I'm recording this. So let's get into the oracle cards that came through. I felt encouraged to use the Urban Crow oracle. First, we got battle. Battle. So observation came through for me on this. You can see all of the crows chilling on the wire here. No outside support is something that stood out to me. Since support came through in meditation, and 444 just popped up on the timer here, 606 too. I feel like there is maybe a lack of support or participation from outside of us in some way, and it's yet to be seen if this is a bane or a boon, if this is helping or if this is hurting us. I feel like currently it's feeling like it's not helping us. With that battle energy, this does feel like we can feel or sense into, maybe even literally we can see something that's going on and feeling like there's this outside attack is what I'm getting. We've been cursed from somebody. Maybe we've been on the outs with a family member or coven. Maybe you are somebody who practices magic as well. And there's a concern over, is somebody doing something baneful towards you, that sort of thing. Possibly. It's certainly possible people do shit like that, right? What I feel is really important here, though, is to get back to the center of ourselves and to rewire. Interesting. To rewire some sort of belief that's going on, okay? I feel like somebody here has forgotten their own power, all right? Their own personal magic. Magic is only possible through consent, okay? Not that we're ignoring signs or symptoms that something may be going on, but we're remembering that we're also made of magic stuffs, okay? So, insight came through next. This is understanding something that may be going on, paying attention to all factors that are contributing to a situation. I feel like with this spiritual robot, with this poltergeist, there is the factor of ourselves that's not being taken into consideration. And family is coming through a lot here too for some of you guys. Something coming up, we are in the holiday season here too, can certainly be triggered. Family time, maybe you're on the outs with your family, maybe there's been a disagreement or a fight through the holidays here. It certainly happened, right? Let's get into it a little bit further. Isolation is the next one that came out. So isolation here, the fear of abandonment is what's coming through. Maybe you are alone right now, or there's a fear of being alone. But what I'm getting is this fear of abandonment, fear of being on the outs with somebody is creating some sort of a block. What came through on this too was to turn the lights on. Turn on the lights. Since we had the light in the dark here in this symbol, it feels like I've had this emphasis on the shadow portion of this as I was drawing this. We're being asked to turn the lights on in some way. So let's dive in a little bit further, my friends. Where do we want to go? 2 of these, that's right. So Wild Unknown Archetype Oracle deck, and then we'll get into the animals and tarot as we do. Can you tell me a little bit more here, please, for Gemini at this time? What in the hell is going on? What is it about this poltergeist or the spiritual robot? What do we need to know? The Village, interesting. And this did fall through in reverse here. So the Village. We are talking about 911 on the timer here as well. Help, requesting help, giving help. I feel like somebody may be overextending themselves too. Interesting. Overextension. Okay, I'll get back to this here. So the Village, we're talking about home, family. With this coming through in reverse, it does make me feel like there is a bit of like on the outs kind of experience. Something that we're used to circling around or circling around us has shifted or changed. I feel like somebody's burnt out. Like this component, this automaton spiritual robot, the poltergeist, is a component of ourselves. Something that is in the shadow that's working its way back into the light. Maybe it's literally turning lights on around you or off. I know I've had issues with my spotlight over here. It's been kind of funky. Tell me a little bit more here, please. This mountain being in reverse like this. Something that your ascent, okay. Your climb has become a descent. It's all still a part of the climb. Okay. Thanks, Miley Cyrus. Yeah, love it. I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming. There's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Ooh, that gives me chills. Okay, let's go a little bit further into this. I'm interested to take a peek at what this part is. Tell me a little bit more here, please, before we get into the animals. The Pilgrim, too, and this kind of came through in reverse as well. So your ascent, your climb. I don't feel like for whoever this message is for, this isn't a part like you've not just started a spiritual journey here. This feels like something that you've been pursuing for quite some time, this climb. Almost as if I'm seeing like a mirror realm here. Things have turned on its head. That mountain that you've been climbing has now turned into a valley. As something's turning direction. Something around your beliefs as well, the power in your knowledge providing you power, Gemini, right? I feel like your pilgrimage here, whatever this ascent is, has been turned on its head and you've kind of lost direction or faith or hope. Faith, hope, trust, a little bit of pixie dust. You want one of these? Okay. I'm going to do the magical drum one here. This is from Freya TV, excuse me. Freya Trevi. We'll get into that a little bit further here. Tell me a little bit more, please, for Gemini's message at this time. The home carer. Interesting. Okay. That's right on point. The home carer. I'm going to read this in the book here, too. Still getting to know this deck myself. Check out Freya TV if you have not. She is absolutely wonderful. So, the home carer. Nurturing, care, take actions towards manifesting your dreams, tendering of seeds, spiritual sanctuary. Take care of what matters to you. Take action towards manifesting what matters to you. You have to build your own house before you can help others build theirs. Be warm and welcoming. Give comfort to others and yourself. Take good care of your heart song. So that part about building your own house before you can help others, I was saying that about like overextension. It feels like somebody has overextended themselves in some way. And there's this part of you that's becoming inflamed that's reminding you like, hello, come back to home. With those seeds, something is about to bloom. Careful. Okay. Tell me a little bit more here, please, for Gemini. General, what's going on with the spiritual assault? Interesting. The bee. This is community, you guys. Your purpose. It very much feels to me like something's been turned on its head. You thought you knew where you were going, and I don't feel like whatever direction it was you were heading was wrong, but something's been turned on its head. We have the tiger here at the bottom, too. Whatever's in the shadow here. To not be afraid of what this bump in the night is, this spiritual robot, this poltergeist, because it's actually you. It's your power. But there's been a disconnect. Okay. I'm seeing like a plug going into a wall socket here. There's been a disconnect. Somebody's tripped off the cord here. So it's running interesting. It's running on like a residual power instead of from your power source, the initial power source, acting on one's own will. Okay, interesting. So I'm not like a huge computer person, but what I'm getting here is like an update to whatever this component of yourself is. That's the spiritual robot. It's been running on reserve energies here because you've been disconnected yourself from your purpose, your pilgrimage, your village, your support. And there's a need to reconnect with that, to come back to roots. The tree, to come back to your roots. Whatever these main roots are that feed you as a tree. in reconnecting here, there's a software update. Okay, interesting. Whatever this, it doesn't, it feels like a guardian or like a warrior, not just like a protector, but it's running off of an old program. There's a software update that's needed. Cool. What is needed here for Gemini, please, at this time? Boundaries. Octopus comes forward. A need to bring up or let down your walls. Back to this overextension here, you guys. It feels like whatever energy is being distributed to somebody outside of yourself, or it could just be like you're releasing this energy and not allowing it to come to you. Like it's just being wasted and not being used on you. If you're noticing yourself tired or exhausted around certain people, or when you think about certain people, there's a boundary issue there. Maybe they're pulling energy from you. Maybe there is something nefarious going on with somebody around you who's intentionally trying to distract you or pull you away from updating this component of yourself. What do we need to let go of here as Gemini? Please, Spirit. Cosmic egg. It does feel like there is like an old path here. Sobriety, possibly with the hyena here at the bottom for some of us. Cosmic egg, this is the crown chakra. I was talking about that purple into lavender. It feels like there is a yearning for access to some sort of knowledge, but it's not in the realm of the knowledge that we need right now or that's coming through. So there's a request to like pay attention to the knowledge that is coming through. You're being shown something very specific. I'm going to break my structure a little bit today because I want to get into some more specific questions here. We'll do Curious Travels. Normally I do 2 different decks. We do like hopes and fears and dreams and that sort of thing. I'm going to do a little bit more freestyle here because I want to ask some specific questions. So, Spirit, let's get into this with Curious Travels. Can we look at let's just get into what is the information here that needs to be seen for Gemini? What is the information Gemini is seeking right now? We'll start there. What is the information that Gemini is seeking? The Fool here. There is a desire to start over. To step away from feeling foolish towards something. 9 of Swords comes through. So this is a nightmare, anxiety. It feels like there's, with that hyena coming through, maybe a little bit of escapist desire. Something hurts, okay? We're having bad dreams because something terrible happened, and we're waking up and realizing it's real. It's still there. So the information that Gemini is seeking right now is the ability to start over, to get away from something that's painful. What is this? What is it that's painful for Gemini right now? Ooh, 5 of Pentacles. Somebody has been left behind, either literally or it feels that way. That fear of abandonment, like I said at the beginning, this is creating a block. And the block here is that we're stuck on this anxiety. It's not allowing us to fully plug back in, okay? What is the information that Gemini needs then right now, please? Page of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles here at the bottom too. A reset, you guys, is what I'm getting. This is available, this rebalancing. But it's almost like you're breadcrumbing yourself. You're being breadcrumbed by somebody else, and you're allowing yourself to be that way. And it's creating this crossing of wires, whatever the spiritual robot is. That's interesting. And I've had that kind of energy come through before. It was a galactic royalty reading where we were talking about like a mechanical ghost. Interesting. I love that this is coming back through. So the information that Gemini needs, Page of Pentacles here. You need to see something and shift it, okay? What is it that Gemini needs to see? Your approach. What is it about their approach? Which deck? This one here. What is it about their approach? About Gemini's approach, please. A new opportunity. Self-limiting beliefs as well. Negative thoughts are creating a roadblock in your life, of course. New opportunity, insights gained from a new experience, job, or partner. So for a lot of you, or some of you, 57%, this does feel like some sort of relationship, whether it was romantic, family, friend, there was a separation, a schism that's happened here. And it feels like there's a part of you, the spiritual robot of you, mechanical part of you, your own will, has been cleaved off from your, okay, got it, from your present experience here, because you're not honoring what it is that you actually want or feel. Like this fear of abandonment, fear of being alone, is causing you to separate away from what it is that you actually know to be true for yourself, that you deserve more than whatever this thing is that happened, whatever is causing the nightmare, to allow yourself to start again, that fool energy that came through here. You know this to be true, but there's a fear towards feeling foolish, or that maybe there isn't something more available, is kind of what I'm getting. Tell me more about the Nine of Swords here, please. What is the nightmare? Yeah, okay. Two of Cups here in reverse. I don't shuffle these in reverse, but Two of Cups was in reverse at the bottom here. This is a relationship, you guys, exactly. So it feels like it could be romantic for a lot of you, a lot of us. Whether this is a relationship that fully ended or like shifted, 2121 on the timer. What that makes me think of is 2020, just beyond perfect sight. Maybe a little bit of an obsession towards something being perfect. Eight of Swords, to clarify the Nine of Swords. This is a trap in the mind, you guys. We're stuck. Our own anxiety, our own thoughts are keeping us cycling around something. Like we just missed something. It wasn't quite perfect. Somebody needs to let something go in regards to a connection. I do feel like this is family for some of us, or a friend, okay? Something has shifted and we're not allowing ourselves to fully shift with it. The Devil, yeah. This could even be something, this person or persons that have separated. I don't want to create panic in the form of like magic, but abuse of power is totally a part of the devil energy here. Maybe they were a Capricorn. It's time to take your power back, okay? If there is any sort of magic that's been happening here, it's important to get to a place of recognizing that you have your own magic. You are more than capable of protecting yourself here. Whoever this is, okay, that's doing this against you, you are giving permission for this to happen, okay, Gemini? I need you to see this, which means you're more than capable of taking care of this. Tell me a little bit about this other party here, whatever's going on with this other influence that's been separated. Tell me about that, please. Okay. This does feel like it was a family situation. Three of Swords here at the bottom. Yep, something hurts. Something hurts, Gemini. This was certainly not something that you wanted to lose. So it feels like this is, okay. There's a bit of avoidance. The pain is causing us to avoid looking at the truth of a situation, to truly pay attention to all factors that are coming into the situation. So 10 of Cups and Queen of Pentacles is what comes through here. 10 of Cups, this is family. Connection to divine love. We thought we had it all here. Queen of Pentacles, there was like a beautiful, nurturing kind of connection here. Maybe it was with a mother, right? Maybe something's happening there. Either an actual transition, a death that's happened here, or metaphorical. There's been a transition, there's been an end. I feel like somebody is feeling that this just isn't available anymore. Give me a little more on that, please. 10 of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. Abundance and inflow of money, love, or rewards. Dedication as well. Say dedicated to your goals, efforts that will reap success. I take this as a reminder, whatever this, the pilgrim is here, your pilgrimage, the mountain you were climbing here with the village, to get back to this. Get through the valley, because on the other side of it, this does pick back up. It does come back up the other side and will turn back into your climb, where there is abundance, an inflow of money, love, and rewards. Tell me about this climb, please. A little bit more here on the mission. What is it that Gemini needs to get back to here? Queen of Cups, your own spiritual journey, you guys. Somebody here has some beautiful gifts. Some freaky deaky intuition is what I'm getting. It kind of feels like whatever the situation was, what I'm getting from this is like I saw this happening and I couldn't stop it anyway. Perhaps not. And this is where this separation has happened with your poltergeist activity. It's trying to come back home. Got it. Ooh, that gives me chills. It's trying to come back home, and it's almost like you're like, fuck off, you know? You hurt me, you know? This power of yours, the intuition that the Queen of Cups has only ended up hurting you. Okay, possibly, but there's also that support from the outside in battle. Is this helping? Is it hurting? This has yet to be seen. Maybe there's been a little bit of both, which is life, right? High Priestess here at the bottom. Totally. Someone here has some really powerful spiritual insight, gifts, abilities, which is being encapsulated here in the form of the spiritual robot. Okay, I'm seeing the plug back into the wall here. So when we reconnect, what does reconnecting look like, please? What does reconnecting look like for Gemini? Temperance here at the bottom. So we're bringing extremes into balance here. The light and that shadow, breaking the curse. I highly recommend utilizing this. Do it daily. Do it daily, okay? Actually, this card fell out when I was putting cards back too from the Phoenix deck. Just do it. Just do it, you guys. This needs to be done. Seven of Swords is what comes out. What does reconnecting look like? Diplomacy is what's standing out. Diplomacy with the parts within yourself, okay? But there does also feel like there needs to be something a little bit sneaky. So the fox here has got the two swords in front of its eyes. There's a choice that's blinding its ability to move forward, and it's missing something because of that. The truth is coming forward, though. It feels like there's a bit of an obsession, excuse me. There's a bit of an obsession towards figuring out what the truth is. Like maybe there's a party here you were in a relationship with. Maybe there was infidelity. Maybe something happened that is unclear that's left you wounded. And you're trying to figure out exactly what this is. Totally. That's not the information that's coming forward. But this is the information that you're trying to pursue. And this is why it's a cyclical nightmare. This is why we're in a trap. Okay, Gemini, you're looking under the wrong rock. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords, please. Two of Swords, too, and Two of Pentacles. So Two of Swords, those are the two swords that are in front of the fox's eyes, like I said. There is a decision here. You feel like there's only two paths to go, figuring this out or not figuring this out. I feel like, the stone was standing out here to me, too, on the bottom. The stone. To drop the stone, you guys, you don't need to carry it. That's the third choice. Put it down. Okay? What happens here? So in reconnecting, just to re-edify that here, to reconnect to what you need to, this part of yourself, the power within yourself, put down the stone. Stop trying to look at it from every angle here. And there's stones in the insight jar. In considering all of these factors, yeah, exactly. It's dropping a stone. Put down the weight. What does this look like? How does Gemini put down the weight? Nine of Pentacles, to focus on your own abundance, to focus on your own drive, your mission, your purpose, your direction, your ability to have abundance here. Calm and collected mind, too. The only way, this is our card, Gemini, Eight of Swords. The only way out of this is to let ourselves out, to recognize that we can let ourselves out. Part of that nightmare was the Five of Pentacles, feeling out in the cold. We can let ourselves back in. That support is there. But it's like we're closing the door on it. Yeah, Five of Cups here too. Whatever this was that was lost, and Five of Swords. Goodness, you guys. Conflict, fighting for the sake of fighting. Five of Cups here. This is disappointment and a focus on it. We're missing the Two of Cups behind us because we're focusing on the Three Cups that have been spilled. I'm not saying this isn't painful or hard, what has been lost here. But the longer that we focus on what it is that's been lost, the longer that we dig our heels in, that we try to fight it, that we try to figure out whatever the truth is in the situation, what I get is like that itch will never be scratched. You know this, Gemini. That itch will never be scratched. We're being asked to turn towards connection. That connection is available here. Okay. I want one of these. Okay. That connection. Talk to me a little bit more about that, please. What that looks like or what we need to do for Gemini. Starkeeper. Interesting. Cosmic ancestors see the light by staying grounded. Come back to Earth, Gemini. We're moving out of the head. So it was that purple light moving into the lavender, like I said, bringing in a bit more light into the color of purple, lavender. Totally. Coming back into a more grounded state. Meditation, get out in nature, practical things, eat root vegetables. You know what I mean? Work towards grounding your energy here. With cosmic ancestor coming through too, I do feel like there is, back to this support and assistance, it does feel like there are some passed on family members that are here wanting to help too. Call on them. If you feel that portion resonates with you, there's a portion of your lineage that's wanting to reach out and help you here too. Star brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Maybe a brother for some of you, but family, okay? Star family here. To come back to a place of loyalty and trust. Trust in this case is a choice, and this is how we're repairing that. Whatever's been harmed here, you guys, it's valid, it feels real, but it's also got very real effects here. It's subjugating a portion of ourselves, Gemini, and creating a very powerful vacuum that we need to be a part of ourselves in the form of this poltergeist or spiritual robot, however you want to look at that. So tell me what happens here, okay, for Gemini when we do reconnect, come back to Earth here. 3131. Death. Ooh. Chills on that. Hermit here too at the bottom. Turning isolation into solitude, changing that perspective of I'm alone and have nothing to I love myself and enjoy my time with myself. In allowing something to fully transition here with death. It feels like there's a difficulty in letting something go. The way something went, the way somebody made us feel, we need to accept it, Gemini. That's letting us out of this trap here. It's allowing us to face the swords here, okay? To shut down the nightmare. Accept it. What else here, please, with death? Woo. Came flying out there. Knight of Swords. This moves quickly when we allow it. The Hangman, your pause, okay? You see something differently, you move differently. The Lovers is what came out here, though, too. You're making a different choice. And for some of you, it feels like love's available. This is also our card, Gemini. So we're being highlighted here in this reading. We're coming back to our own power. Let this go, whatever this is, okay? I'm not saying it's not totally valid, because it is valid, but it's not helping us holding on to it too. Accept the way that something went down. Hold yourself, love yourself, and move forward. Okay, I'm going to pull one more here and then a Medicine Heart Oracle. Last piece here for what's available for Gemini. The Moon. We're facing our fears. Our power from the subconscious comes forward. You're reintroducing that very powerful piece of yourself. Nine of Wands. The final step is being taken. We're moving towards our success here. Recharging. Trying something new. You love to try something new, Gemini. We love it. We love it. Okay. I'm going to pull a Medicine Heart Oracle here to finish up this message for Gemini, please. Last piece for Gemini. Ooh. Last piece for Gemini, please. Chalk. All the white, all the light. Goodwill is spiritually powerful and protective. Heartfelt intention will plug into this expansive field of grace. In making such a connection, inspirational intelligence will spontaneously alchemize the fullest unfoldment of your multidimensional being and meaningful life path. Strengthen that divinely nutritive alliance by affirming and aligning your vibrational resonance with love, grace, and purity. Seek the calmness and clarity within your heart and trust it. Coming back to yourself here, okay, Gemini? Plugging in is the way I take that. Plugging in. Plug it in, plug it in. All right. Gemini, I love you guys. I hope this message is helpful. Go get your abundance. Okay, it's right there. Allow yourself to heal. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon. Be well.